What a week. I know I keep saying that, but hey, the degenerate economy knows no bounds. We're in September already, kids, and I'm about to be 60, but that ain't slowing me down in my thinking about the degenerate economy. Robinhood had their investor day. I may be heading there in a few minutes. They're celebrating getting added to the S&P 500. This is a big moment for the degenerate economy. Is all dips will be bought. Being in the S&P 500 means anytime the market's down 10, 15%, Robinhood has automatic buying power as people put their money into the S&P 500. And so this is a fantastic moment, 12 years to get there. They're launching social, which is interesting because Reddit has a $45 billion market cap. People will talk about their social idea going to be good or bad. It's hard to be great at two things, but like I said, Reddit at 45 billion and part of the degenerate economy, and you gotta make a move for that. And Stocktwits is growing very fast. So kudos to Hood, but a lot of cool stuff coming out of Robinhood. We got this chart up in front of you. There are many times along the way as an investor in Robinhood that we were nervous about like the future because of, they're disrupting major banks. And we can see from this chart that Robinhood is about to pass the Interactive Broker market cap. Interactive Broker is probably a 30 to 40-year-old business, and Robinhood's just a 12-year-old business. Argue about overvalued, undervalued, but the market believes in the future of Robinhood. S&P 500, now Interactive Brokers, and look at Schwab. Now, it's had a great run over 10 years, not relative to Robinhood, but Robinhood is now over half the valuation of 50-year-old Schwab. And so this is a reminder that speed, technology, network effects have just done incredible things for leading products. So kudos to Robinhood and a huge win for the degenerate economy. Next up, this is an incredible part of the degenerate economy as well. I don't own Toast because of the margins of that business, but I love DoorDash and Uber, and they've been part of my degenerate economy. And you can see from this very simple trend chart, and Buka does a great job of this on Twitter, spending on food away from home continues to accelerate, is now almost 60% of total food expenditure. No, it doesn't make sense because I'm 60 years old. I look at my son who orders a $27 burrito and eats half, and I just want to smack him. But this is the same kid that does $2 parlay bets. This is when you hand people time, they're going to take it, whether it's Zoom or Teams or Slack. There's productivity tools, and then there's dating apps. And Uber and the iPhone and DoorDash are three of the most powerful tools to put time back in people's hands. That's why Uber and DoorDash are in my portfolio. Yes, they're expensive. And yes, they will have violent corrections because they are expensive. But when we look at food away from home growth versus food at home, that is not a trend I want to bet against when the total food numbers, as you can see, is a percentage of total food numbers. So stop complaining about it and understand that DoorDash and Uber have every bit of their focus is on, they know how stupid it is too. So every bit on their focus is cutting costs and figuring out how to ingratiate themselves to this next generation of degenerates. Okay, next. This is an important announcement by Brian. I think I've watched many interviews with Brian and Vlad, and I've always said that it's easier for Robinhood to become Coinbase and Coinbase to become Robinhood. And now we can see that Coinbase, although executing beautifully, and has been in my degenerate economy index before and will be again, they're behind Robinhood. Robinhood has rolled out Kalshi and rolled out Alpaca, which is a portfolio company of mine, to launch tokenization in Europe. And I don't think Brian in his wildest dreams 5 years ago, or when he started the company, thought he'd have to roll out futures on stock markets. But this is the place that we are. You have to be the supermarket if you're in the transaction. And so another one of my theses of the degenerate economy is transactions, while great for the leaders, is a brutal business. And so the leaders will have to do everything to win wallet share in this degenerate economy. As money gets passed down, Coinbase can't let Robinhood get too far away in features because stocks, prediction markets, futures, crypto, whatever comes next, banking, all have to be part of the product. So kudos to Brian. It's not easy for someone who's just been so focused on crypto to kind of just figure out that if they don't move, they are going to lose. And so this is a big move for the degenerate economy and Coinbase. So this is one of my most important parts of the degenerate economy. The way I've owned it so far in the index is with CME, CBOE, and ICE, because they are the market makers of all options and predictions and trading. And so they benefit as order flow increases. Do they benefit directly right now from prediction markets? No. Do I think CBOE, CME, and ICE will make plays for the poly markets of the world and Kalshi's? Yes, or invest. Do I think Robinhood will launch its own? Right now, they're partnered with Kalshi. Do I think they will launch their own and kick Kalshi out? Absolutely. They built Apex. So this is just day one. Now, have prediction markets been around for 100 years and tried 1,000 times? Yes, but this is the moment. So what's important is whether you predicted it would happen or not, it's happening. Yesterday, Kalshi did 87 million. This is before the NFL, I think, started. 87 million in volume, 100 million daily highs of the press. So everybody thought this was going to be about just presidential elections, and they peaked. But now they're doing 87 million in off-election days. So again, day one of these things, it won't be a straight line because of legal and presidential changes and SEC changes over the next 20 years. But I think there's enough over the hump that this is going to be the biggest contributor to the degenerate economy. Let's end it with this: college. Nothing could be a bigger waste of money for the parents of degenerates than college. I feel for the people that have to make that decision. We put our kids through college. It's expensive. COVID, I can't say whether it was good or not. My wife thinks it was fantastic. I'm skeptical. I'd rather have my kids working. But now prices are just the stratosphere. The service these kids get at school is terrible. And so the next level of degenerates, I say, with YouTube plus a travel budget to the Middle East, because in a world where everybody will have to be an investor because of AI, because of jobs, the jobs that people think they want slipping away, better to get your kids in the networking space and traveling and building LP at a young age than saving for kids in college. This is, probably my most outrageous thought process, and easy for me to say because my kids aren't going through college, but I'm very skeptical of college. And that's it for this week on the Degenerate Economy. Thanks for tuning in.